I'm Ali. Welcome to Little Hill Homestead. We had a recipe, I can't even remember what recipe went up recently, and we talked in that one, I think it was our naan bread maybe, about, which is from forever ago. But anyways, all of a sudden all these people started asking for our tzatziki recipe. You know how to say it. It's like a Greek kind of dip. What would you call it? It's got cucumber and dill in it, and it's creamy. We use it on when we do like a naan bread with like a gyro meat, or we do, Shawn does a pork or chicken Tzatziki, which is like a Greek marinade on it. We put this on it, we lather it up on it, and a lot of you guys asked for the recipe. That is the whole point of that story. So today we're gonna be showing you. We are in the middle of a pantry challenge. By the time you see this, we will not be in the pantry challenge anymore, but in our Azure box, we got a cucumber that I said I was gonna use, and it is literally the saddest cucumber I've seen in my life. It's starting to wrinkle, y'all. So I need to get this made up. I have a box grater, and I'm just gonna start grating my cucumber. I literally just, oh, by the way, I have this on a towel. These are just flour sack towels. I do that because we're gonna strain off some of the liquid that cucumber has. I typically will use an English cucumber. I find that I like them a little bit better, but this is a use what you have type of channel, and I have this cucumber here. I need half of it. Grate it up. And I don't peel it because the peel kind of starts to just come off anyways as you're going down the box grater. So then we just dump it and continue on. All right, that's about half of our cucumber. Hi. My husband and my son are working in the garage today. It's cold and rainy.
I have him vacuuming.
Oh, he's vacuuming. It makes me think of Friends. Remember the Friends episode when Ross is like, I tried to get him to do this, and I tried to get him to do that. So he's sweeping while our kid's vacuuming. That's part of having a wood shop, is cleaning. You can see it's already starting to drain all this liquid off. I'm gonna move this over to our, let me just get a bowl actually. I'll use my composting bowl. What I typically do is just start squeezing it. All that extra liquid comes off. We don't need it. And some people put salt on this to do this step. I don't think you need it. I think if you do it this way, you can do this in a paper towel. We've done it before. If you do it this way, it works just fine. I keep these flour sack towels. I get them at Walmart traditionally. Sometimes Amazon has them on good deals. It comes with, I don't know, a bunch of them for low dollar, and I can beat them up and they just keep coming back for more, y'all. All right, let me get a little dish. What dish do I want? I guess we're gonna use this guy. Into our bowl. So for our tzatziki, the first thing you need is to pull your cucumber out. So our cucumber is now basically just a dried wad of cucumber. I will rinse this off in my sink, and then I just wash it with my, with my dishes. I don't wash it with my dishes, y'all. I wash it with my laundry. Okay, step one is, what did I write? It ends up being about a half a cup of cucumber. I usually just do a half of a cucumber, and whatever it kind of grates down to. After you drain it off, that's what I use. I have 1 cup of plain yogurt. You can use Greek or regular. This is some of our homemade yogurt that we made for the channel not too long ago. We're just using that, y'all. I like to give it just a little stir each time I add an ingredient to make sure we're getting it in there. If you are not a fan of the texture of tzatziki, there's so many letters in that I don't even know how you're actually supposed to say it, but you know what I mean. Sometimes I will do this in my little magic bullet blender. Magic bullet? You know what I'm talking about. I'll do it in there because we don't like the texture of the cucumber necessarily. But half the kids that moved out, they didn't like the texture because then they knew there was cucumber, but then if I blended it, they didn't question it. I don't know. The cucumber's still in there either way. Okay, the next thing we need is olive oil. It's 1 tablespoon of olive oil going in. We've kind of adapted this recipe over the years. We've tried different ones. We've added different herbs. We've added different stuff. I'll tell you one little sneak thing we do sometimes at the end. The next thing you need is dill. I don't have fresh dill. It's one of those things that is not in our garden yet. So I'm doing about a half of a teaspoon, maybe just a little bit more of dried. If you have fresh, it's about a tablespoon. And again, just gonna stir a little bit to get everybody in there, going into the pot. Lemon juice. This is like one of those things that like you just have to have. I do not have a fresh lemon. Like I said, we're in the pantry challenge, so we're using bottles. Just is what it is. If you have fresh, it is a little bit better. But I feel like a bottle of lemon juice is just something you should always have in your fridge. We're doing 2 teaspoons, right? Yeah. Usually I just do 1 fresh lemon. The other thing that I do traditionally is I grate my lemon zest into my recipe. Since I don't have it, a long time ago, Shawn's dad, he's passed away now, but we still go see his mom, and now so she has this lemon tree. It's a Meyer lemon. They live in California, so the citrus is abundant, and when we go there, we bring back as many lemons as we possibly can. So last time, I think there was 3 grocery bags full of lemons, and I zested all of them, and I saved it. I dehydrated it, and then I save it. So I sprinkle that in recipes when I need lemon zest and I don't have fresh. That being said, did you know you could freeze a whole lemon? We did this for a long time. Obviously, I used it up. Keep a whole lemon in your freezer, and then when you need it, you can zest it or juice it. They defrost perfectly for recipe purposes. I wouldn't you can probably use it on like salmon or anything you use it on. Anyways, what's she talking about now? Always on to something. Her brain is moving 7,000 miles a minute. Okay, next thing we need is a little bit of salt. I like to do about 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. You can add a little bit more. You can use sea salt, Himalayan salt, whatever salt you want. We recently got a salt alternative from Azure. I think it was like seaweed based. Didn't end up loving it. I think we ended up chucking it. And for us, that's pretty unusual. It was just made everything taste seaweedy. Anyways, for the garlic, I use this little garlic press. The one I have is terrible, but it's what I have, so that's what we're gonna use. I just cut off the little stem part, and I pop it in there whole. Nope, not like that. I'm telling you, I just don't use this thing very often at all. This is about the only recipe I use this for. Y'all, she can't even feel her hands no more. Anyways, I have a little knife, and all I do is squeeze this over the pot, and then I take my knife and I cut it off. I usually do 2 cloves of garlic. If you are like, dude, I don't like that much garlic, or like that's 1 big old garlic, that's probably enough, honestly, but I like garlic, so I do 2. All right, so that makes our garlic pretty small. It's actually kind of perfect for this. So if I was using a blender, I usually just stick the whole clove right in the blender and let her rip. We're not doing that, so we're gonna squish it up with our little, whatever that thing's called. Garlic press? Maybe that's what it's called, I don't know. All right, so that, you guys, is our basic tzatziki. It's got a little bit of the lemon in it. It's got the creaminess, obviously, of the yogurt. It's got a little bit of, did I already say lemon peel? The cucumber, the dill. You can up or down, plus or minus. You can add more of or take away from it. Salt, pepper, things like that to your liking. The secret ingredient that we sometimes add, but we're in the pantry challenge and we are out of it. So it's not going in. Well, I just don't want to make it either right now. Is I'll usually plop a big spoonful of mayonnaise in there, which is not a traditional thing at all for tzatziki. This would be more traditional, but sometimes I like the little creaminess that it adds that's different than using just yogurt. You can also add a little bit of sour cream. I tend to like mayonnaise. It just adds something special. Anyways, that is it. And how do we serve this? So we make fresh naan, like I was saying. We're making it for dinner tomorrow. But I like to let this sit for at least an hour. It's better. The garlic and stuff kind of infuses together. It gets better with a little bit of time. Other thing is, if like you ran out of garlic, you can use garlic powder. I would use like maybe a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. But it sits really, really well in the fridge for up to a week. I wouldn't use it past that probably, but usually it's gone by then. But anyways, we're going to be using it for, we have some lamb, like I was saying, we're in the pantry challenge, so we're gonna be making kind of a ground gyro meat, and we're gonna be serving that in our naan with this, some sliced up red onion, some tomato, and lettuce. Oh, and keep an eye out because we're gonna be showing you as well how to make homemade tahini, which is like a sesame seed paste, which is really expensive and you can make for a fraction of the price and it's easy. And then we're gonna be showing you how to make your own hummus, which is also kind of the same Mediterranean type style that this is. So be on the lookout for those recipes coming soon. And I hope you go make some tzatziki. It's great on vegetables. I like to put it across, like we'll do it in the sandwich like I was talking about, the gyro type sandwich. But I love to do roasted vegetables in the oven and throw some Greek seasonings on them. I don't have a specific, I kind of just go through and see what I feel like. Eggplants and zucchini and different stuff like that, a bunch of seasonings on it and herbs, and then I will sprinkle this on top of that and eat it that way. Non-traditional also. You know, you do you, that's what we say. You want to dip French fry in it? Go for it. Anyways, that is our tzatziki. It's got like D's and Z's and T's and a whole lot of extra letters, but there you guys go. That's how we make it. It's super easy, and especially in the summertime. Well, right now it's the dead of winter, but in the summertime when you have an abundance of cucumbers in your garden, perfect time to make it. It does not freeze well, so I would not do that, but make it fresh when you need it. How simple is that? Thanks for watching, guys.